I'm about to do something drastic, simple, and permanent. I mean, the only permanent thing that I could kind of do is go bald and then kind of shave it every 2 weeks. So I'm not gonna go that drastic. I really want to talk to you about 5 reasons why I think you should move to Portugal, or why I think Portugal is a good country to move to. And these are gonna be from a realistic point of view, because I was going through Google to look on 5 reasons why you should move to Portugal, and although they're quite realistic and the 5 reasons that I'll have is basically the same, kind of how they explain it is kind of unrealistic. The perspective of the person writing this article is like trust fund person, retirement money, early 40s, they have already like gathered roots financially, and they are good. Even in the article they're saying that one apartment that they rented or something came under 1,100 euro. Like, my budget is not 1,000 euro to rent an apartment. You see what I'm saying? And even if you don't fall into like the demographic that I mentioned, maybe you're in your mid-40s, your 50s, your 60s, and you are not working with a high budget, or you're coming from an economy where you weren't earning a lot. Is moving to a new country, specifically Portugal, even possible for you? What is it realistically like, you know? So, number 1, the main reason I would say that Portugal would be ideal is the weather. And the weather, more specifically, if you're looking to move in Europe specifically, and you don't want a country where it's like really cold for most of the time, I would say Portugal is one of the places that offers good weather. Like, the winter isn't as cold as, let's say, in Scandinavia, and the summers are like real summer. It's like real summer vibes, honestly. There's so many warm countries out there. I'm from the Caribbean. It's warm there. And it's like, if you were looking specifically for a country for warm weather, I wouldn't look into Europe. But if you're looking for a warm weather country in Europe, you specifically want to be in Europe, Portugal is a good choice for you. So I would say for sure in this article, it is true, the weather. The second one that they mention is the outstanding quality of life. Quality of life here. My definition of quality of life, I don't know, it's like the quality of life. I'm gonna fail at a definition, but for me it's like this all-rounded evaluation of that includes the standard of living, maybe the cost of living. Quality of life in Portugal really depends where you're coming from. If you're Portuguese or you're not, if you speak the language and you don't, if you're earning a lot of money per month or if you're not. I think Portugal has a good quality of life overall, and even going to a restaurant, you don't wait for a special occasion here to like go to a restaurant. You will still find a lot of things going on in the weekdays just as much on the weekends. But regarding the quality of life in Portugal, I would think it depends how much you're earning. If you're not earning decently here, you're not going to fully experience the quality of life, because if you have to worry a lot about finances, you're not gonna be able to for example, if you have to choose from buying groceries versus going to Barrio Alto to a bar or something to hang out, of course you're gonna choose to buy groceries. You're not gonna take your 30 euros to go to Barrio Alto, or 10 euros to go to a bar and hang out when you need that money to buy food. Because coming from Jamaica, I have that same experience where people see Jamaica as this big vacation spot, like this big paradise, amazing place. And it is an amazing paradise, beautiful place. As a local, you don't feel like you're living in paradise every day because you real struggles. And when I say struggles, I don't mean like the stereotypical Jamaican struggles that you might think are associated to countries that are deemed developing in this society. I mean just day-to-day life. You have your day-to-day life. When you're going through your day-to-day life, you're not thinking that you live where people vacation. You're not thinking that you live in an island. You're just going through your day-to-day life and your own problems. just like Jamaica and Portugal, it's over romanticized. The quality of life, as I said, yeah, it's good, but I wouldn't label the quality of life as outstanding and remarkable, because it is very relative, and the sum of a lot of things results in how you experience life. I would just say that it's definitely more laid back than other places. Like living here in Portugal, I just feel like this ease, like even just walking down the street, I can walk down the street at like late nights. If I want to go to a restaurant, I live close to like 5-10 restaurants. If I want to go to a beach, I just hop on the bus and go to a beach. And if I want to go hiking, I just hop on the train and just go somewhere. So that for me is more quality of life. It's the availabilities that you have around you to decompress. Like, how many opportunities of decompression do you have within a certain area? That is kind of my question that leads, is this a good quality of life? And from that evaluation, Portugal has a good quality of life then, because there are different avenues of decompression from the daily life stress, as I said, like the beach, restaurants, cafes, the weather, the food, the people. I hope I'm not getting too deep with this, but I just wanted this to be super realistic, and I hope you understand. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I'm editing, because I'm like kind of all over the place with this second point, but yeah. The next thing, this is like beautiful, affordable, and spacious properties. For sure, even if you didn't know by now, you know that someone who is non-Portuguese wrote this. Yeah, of course you have beautiful, affordable, and spacious properties available, but I'm guessing this person is saying it from an investor standpoint, and affordable is a very, very, very relative term. And I think if someone can label somewhere as affordable, that's a big, bold move. I think if you're coming from a place with a stronger economy than Portugal, you can find relatively affordable properties, only given the fact that you're not earning what the average Portuguese earns. But I guess from an investment standpoint, from a non-Portuguese who's earning from an economy that is stronger, you will find that the properties here are more affordable than, let's say, if you wanted to buy in, I don't know, Frankfurt, Germany versus in Lisbon, Portugal. You might find that your money can stretch much further if you're looking to invest in property. And number 4, the beaches and coasts are super stunning. I do agree with this. Like, the beaches here are very beautiful. One reason why I moved to Portugal, I'm just reminded of like being in Jamaica and seeing the beaches and stuff like that. But the water though is much colder than in the Caribbean. Yeah, I think it's something with the ocean and the Atlantic. I don't know the whole geographic like logistics of the whole thing, but yeah, the beaches are super stunning here. And if you're coming from a country that you don't see the beaches much often, like the coast is inaccessible and maybe far away, Portugal will be a great place to move to. So it's a bit later at night and I'm just walking to get some dinner. So I ordered dinner from the app Too Good To Go, which basically helps to tackle food waste. So that's where I'm heading to. Now it's from an Indian restaurant called Mr. India, and I had food from there before and I loved it. So I just paid €2.99, €2.99 for my dinner. So now I'm gonna go get it. So now I'm back home and I want to show you what I got. You can judge for yourself if it's worth it or not. This is like one of the things I got. Pita bread, I think. I don't know, or I don't know the name of it. What was this? I think it's quite a lot for $2.99. Yeah, so a ton of rice, curry chicken, and the bread. Yeah. So I think for sure that this was a good deal, but let me know in the comments below if you agree with me for €2.99. And number 5 for this article goes to the cost of living is undeniably low. Yeah, Again, I would say if you're earning like the average Portuguese person, I wouldn't use the term undeniably low. Even here in Lisbon, you can check out the video that I posted about moving to Lisbon. Just a room here, I was paying a lot, even though I'm like in the city center basically. I did not expect Portugal to be as expensive because of all these articles and all these YouTube videos about Portugal is so cheap. But their perspective is that the perspective of them coming from an economy where it's like much higher in earnings. It's just all about perspective. I wouldn't say it's undeniably low. I would say there are options if you're working with a low budget. If I really wanted to save money, I would move to another city like outside of Lisbon, but the convenience of being close to where I traffic most often, I would say it's a better decision for me, which it works like that everywhere. The further from the city you are, the less you pay. The next point, and I guess this is going more than 5, I'm gonna hurry because I actually have to leave soon, is tasty food and the local produce at affordable prices. For me, with Portuguese food, I'm still getting acquainted to it, and I'm not a huge seafood fan, so I haven't really delved much into Portuguese food as a result. I must say that the local fresh produce here is so good. Like, I love that I can get local produce here. Like, even I found plantain as we call them in Jamaica here in Portugal at the market. You can watch my market video, first time going to the market in Portugal. You get fresh meat. As I think about that, like the chicken that I bought in that video, I still have it in my fridge frozen that I need to like defrost and cook. But anyways, you can get fresh fruits and vegetables here. Like, I should have put this as number 1. I love that. Like, even when you're going to restaurants, even in the supermarket, you can literally pour fresh orange juice from like this machine that they have into a bottle and buy it. I love that. And most supermarkets have it. Getting fresh produce, I think that may contribute also to like the quality of life. Fresh produce, fresh fruits and vegetables, like it does something to your psyche. Honestly, I feel like it does something to your psyche that kind of ignites or fuels you, like literally fueling you with healthy vitamins and minerals, but also fueling you mentally. And coming from Jamaica, where fresh produce, fresh fruits and vegetables are so accessible, it was good to have it here. 2 main points that I'll do before I leave is that one, which is in the article as well, it's a great place for digital nomads. I would totally agree. Like, if you're a digital nomad, you're working remotely and you want to live in a place, Portugal is super ideal. You'll be living in a country that you get good weather, you have access to fresh food, vegetables, like tasty food as well. You have access to the architecture, the history that offers here. You have access to beaches, you have access to everything. Portugal literally appeals to every type of traveler. If you want to go hiking, you have some part in Portugal you can go. If you want to go swimming, you have places. If you want to start surfing, if you want to start anything here, like it's so appealing despite what your interests may be. And the last thing I'll say overall why you should move to Portugal is that it is a good balance between being in Europe and still having that culture and that authenticity of being in a place that is not overly gentrified, or it's a total balance. Like, Portugal is almost like, sometimes it reminds me of living in Jamaica, because I still get the beaches, I still get the good weather most of the year. So guys, thank you for tuning in to another one of my videos. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers right now. The last time I checked, I was at 983 or 984. I'm trying to hit 1,000 by March 1st. So I'd be happy if you hit that subscribe button. But anyways, I will see you in another video. I am late. Bye.